皆さんこんにちは。今回はテディ・アトラス氏と息子のアトラス3世氏が中谷潤と vs デビッド・クエジャル戦について語っていた部分を翻訳しました。元の動画では日本時間2月23日に行われたイアドシーズン興行を中心に取り上げていましたが、その中から中谷選手や井上選手に言及していた部分を抜粋しています。それでは早速始めましょう。
Before we sign off here, we did have another top fighter and champion fight this morning from Japan, Junto Nakatani. Just quickly, just give us your thoughts on Junto Nakatani's performance. Came away with a third round knockout win.
Yeah, listen, Nakatani, he's a southpaw, talented guy, undefeated. Everyone talks about Inoue over Japan. You got to talk about Nakatani now, too. What he did was a little, I'm not saying he hasn't shown he could do this in the past, but what he did a little differently here, and I was very impressed. First of all, he fought a guy 28-0 going in, undefeated fighter who could fight and who came to fight, or who came prepared to fight. He was moving to his left away from the southpaw power. He was keeping his left foot outside Nakatani's lead right foot. All the proper things you got to do with the south.
テディ氏が言うように、試合開始直後からクエジャル選手は左に回り、攻める際には前足を中谷選手の前足の外に置こうとしていました。
All the proper things you got to do with the southpaw. He was ready. And he was giving Nakatani trouble for 2 rounds. He was able to close the gaps. He was able to do some good stuff in spots. He wasn't being controlled on the outside. He was fighting a good fight. And then he got destroyed in the 3rd round. And the reason he got destroyed was Nakatani is a guy who makes really most of his living on the outside, bud, where he controls range, he makes you take chances, he counters he's a good puncher, he's technically solid, he makes you take chances, he counters you, he doesn't let you get close. You know, he makes you go through a bad neighborhood and then he mugs you. That's what Nakatani does. That's when he's at his best. This time, in the 3rd round, because he had been having trouble, because he wasn't in control on the outside the way he wanted to, what did he do? He went inside. He took the fight. He went inside. And he got the job done inside, where normally we think about him always on the outside. He showed he could fight inside. He showed he had the attitude of a champion, the belief, the confidence to make an adjustment, to say, damn it, I'll just take it to him, and I'll get him this way. And he did. He took it to him. He got it done that way. Beautiful body work, body and head. He showed me those dimensions of inside and out. I was very impressed. A lot of people are going to say, oh, he just demolished the guy that he was supposed to demolish. No, he demolished a 28-0 guy who he was having trouble with the first 2 rounds. He made a change. He went and got the guy, and he showed he could go get a guy as well as beat a guy on the outside. I'll leave it with this. It's getting closer and closer to a showdown with the other great champion from Japan, who I think there's 3 top fighters pound for pound. I think it's Usyk, Inoue, and Crawford. You know, Crawford and Inoue, you could put one number 2, one number 3. It doesn't matter. They're the same. Right now, Usyk deserves the first spot because of what he's done in this sport with the unifying the heavyweight titles, everything else. But those other guys are right there. It's getting closer and closer to a showdown with Inoue and Nakatani. If anybody other than Father Time later on, it's still going to be a few years before he shows up with Inoue. If anyone could upset the apple cart, I think it would be Nakatani. I don't think Inoue and his people should. I'm not saying they shouldn't fight him at the right time, but that's the kind of fight you don't jump, because that could upset the apple cart. He's that good. I'm not saying he beats Inoue. I ain't going against Inoue, but I'm saying that's a big risk.
You got me really excited talking about the potential of the Inoue fight. Obviously, Nakatani still at 118 pounds. Inoue, the king, at 122 pounds. So, yeah, maybe you're right, and maybe that's what we see next. Before we...
Y ahora, otro que es de Casa Televisa, el Cuellar, general Cuellar, tu punto de vista.
A mí en las últimas funciones, y lo platiqué con Chepo, el general me dejó muchas dudas. Muchas, lo platicamos, y él mismo, Chepo Reynoso, dijo, sí, es cierto.